to our kind of fourth kind of big idea that we're seeing emerging out of why modern data platforms are helping fintech space. What about the ability to scale? So Ken, you talked about this in the outset that right out the gate, you're kind of having these big demands in financial services with compliance and fraud detection. These are just part of doing business. So inherently, scale must be a big consider. How do these platforms make that easier?
Yeah, I mean, the ability to scale for payments and fintech companies is critical. They're dealing with billions and billions of transactions in some cases, and so we have the real time component, but then also the scale and being able to really scale infinitely with a platform like Databricks or other cloud platforms is table stakes again for kind of the modern era. And being able to to scale not just in terms of being able to handle the workloads, but also to be able to afford the workloads is another key component. So you have with Databricks, I think a really great combination of performance and total cost of ownership that exists in, and we're seeing customers across the payment space be able to take advantage of like lower costs and more efficient workloads on top of Databricks as they're scaling, which is, it's kind of like the sweet spot or like the best of both worlds, right?
Yeah. And there are some stuff like this is one of those areas. There are some areas of like, I would say that's probably a lot of where a lot of our clients ask for a lot of support is just making sure it's like, okay, as we scale, are we thinking about optimization? So like with any of these platforms, there are some areas that, do you definitely need to make sure you're considering before you just kind of let an auto scaling occur when you're running across lots of records. So there are some areas that I think, I would just note that it is when it's done right, it is incredibly effective, and you can see these reductions of lower total cost of ownership, like you mentioned. But I'd also say there are important areas of paying attention to that we get asked for a lot of support on as well. And there's also, I'll be candid, like a lot of reputational, historical reputation that we've seen of all the platforms out there, of all cloud, managed cloud providers, letting an auto scale go way up or not manage clusters efficiently, and you can you can see the tickets to or the costs and the bills to show.
They will take your money. That is for sure. So I think using the expertise of people like ourselves to help make sure you're architecting and designing workflows and clusters and scaling policies and everything can save a ton of money down the line.
And I think I'll say this as an aside, but like I do think that this is one of the benefits that we're seeing from general lakehouse architectures and just more interoperability. That all these platforms, that when they know that data you can have a lot more flexibility of where you move a workload because of data sharing is just lower barrier to entry. They have to drive their cost competition down. So I'm actually incredibly bullish about more interoperability of kind of underlying store. Seeing this with like the rise of Iceberg being available on all leading like modern data cloud format, that makes it so you can start selecting workloads for this by market economics. That's just going to drive cost of compute down. So I'm really eager for that flexibility moving forward.
I think choice matters a lot, and having the ability to be open and flexible is one of those things that I love about the Databricks platform. Is interoperability is built in from the start.